You've got to believe it to receive it. If you want to know what I think about that, then you're going to want to stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another rousing episode of Spill the Tea Tuesday. My name is Flossie, and I consider myself to be the funniest, wittiest mindset coach, as well as your OG Hype You Up Rampage Queen here on YouTube. If you want one-on-one coaching with me, links are going to be in the description box below, as well as links to things like the VIP group that I have with Nikki that is group coaching called the Assumption Effect, which is also the name of our podcast. All those are below. So, before we get to the topic at hand, and before I even do my calendar, I want to thank you, my amazing, totally awesome subscribers, for helping to raise, are you ready? $1,186 for my buddy Lance. Yes, nearly $1,200. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I had a video on the channel recently where I literally asked you guys for a favor because I have an amazing coworker that was having a difficult time. If some of you might recall, I am a nurse with a master's degree and I still work sometimes at the hospital. Well, I have an awesome coworker who recently and tragically lost his mother unexpectedly while we're literally on strike. So all of us nurses, there's actually 5,000 nurses and providers that are on strike at 8 of our hospitals, and we are entering day 28 of our strike. It'll be tomorrow, day 28. And during this strike, which, you're not getting paid anything, Lance suddenly and tragically lost his mom. So I asked you guys to donate to Lance and in return, get awesome deals on coaching from me. So people were donating to Lance, and in return, they didn't pay anything for the coaching from me. They just picked what coaching they wanted, depending on what they donated. And, because of you guys, it was $1,186, and I will be uploading a question and answer video soon as I have everybody's questions who donated to be able to ask a question. But you know what? I got a little surprise for you, is my buddy Lance wanted to thank you personally, and because he didn't know how to thank each of you individually, he sent us this. Take a look.
Hello everyone, I'm Lance. Just wanted to thank all of you and Flossie for donating. We truly appreciate your help during this difficult time. We are blown away by your loving support and kind words. It's generosity we will never forget. My mom was an amazing woman, and our family will be forever changed with the loss, but her spirit remains with us. Thanks again for helping us through.
Thank you so much for helping Lance. He really, truly appreciates it, and he was so touched. His whole family was touched by everything that you guys did. I told him all the kind things that you had to say and the well wishes, and it really meant a lot to him. I'd like to continue to help my buddy Lance though, and here's what I'd like to do. For those of you who may want to get my SP course, who know that it's usually $199, if you want to get that course, if you want to donate to Lance, and I'll put the link up over here, because I think it's this corner that it shows up, I don't remember. But at any rate, if you want to donate to Lance, guess what? If you want to donate $125, you can have my $199 SP course, period. Just send me the receipt to Flossie at Your Thoughts Create, and I will go ahead and add you to the SP course. We'll get that all figured out. If you want to get some coaching from me and want to get a dope-ass deal, if you donate $25, I will turn that into $50 off of whatever coaching service you want from me. If you want to donate $50, I will turn that into $100 of whatever coaching service you want from me, even if it is the fuck on sale. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Let's help out my homie Lance, because he is that stand-up guy, the guy that's your favorite coworker, the guy that always helps you. Lance is my buddy, and I'd love to help Lance out. So if you want to donate, send me the receipt to Flossie at Your Thoughts Create. Let me know what type of coaching you want, and I will make sure that you get $50 off of it. We will figure something out, because you know what? I'd love to help Lance and his family a little bit more during this very difficult time. So let's get to my calendar and then the topic of the video. This says, good Lord. So it's for February 3rd. It says, it's a little early for all those fucking hearts and bears. Never. It's never too early for fucking hearts as far as I'm concerned. Ever, ever, ever. And this just says, what you see is what you fucking get. Hardcore fucking facts. Because this is all that you get. All that you get. Unless, of course, when you're manifesting your stuff, you don't have to see it in order to get it. This says, still in, nope, it ain't gonna fucking happen land. You know what? That sounds like some victim mentality to me. And that just needs to go in the trash where it belongs. This one says, own this damn day. Facts. Keep affirming and persisting until you what? Get what you want. Get what you want. This says cloudy with a chance of bullshit. Yeah, if you're going to entertain the BS in the 3D reality, which none of y'all do. Why? Because you know that it goes where? In the trash. And this says love is everywhere. Cut that shit out. Oh, hell to the no. No. We're not going to do that because I said so. Anyhow, getting to the topic at hand. Sorry that I'm so long-winded, but you have to believe it to receive it. You know what? That's a pile of crap. That literally needs to go where? Right in here, in my aisle trash can. You know this bitch is always hungry for your bullshit and needs to go right in here where it belongs, because that is not true in the least. I have been working with some folks lately. Actually, many of the people who donated to my buddy Lance. And I am getting a constant, consistent theme that I feel like I need to address, because I made a video about this a long time ago, but I guess you all forgot because I'm hearing it. Or maybe, you know, you're just kind of new to manifestation and the law of assumption, and you maybe sailed over from the law of attraction land and might have heard this in the past, that you have to believe it to receive it, and then you think that that's real, and it's not. So what do I think? I think that when we're manifesting something, we need to at least believe it's possible. And you know what? That's not very difficult to do. Why? Because, number one, if you have a desire, what does that mean? The law of assumptions, one of the very basis is, if you desire something, that means creation is already finished. It already is yours. It already belongs to you. You just have to become the version of you that has it. And you become the version of you that has it by what? Changing your dominant thought on the subject. So your 3D reality can literally conform and can be mirrored back to you, reflected back to you, period. Now, some people might say, well, I think what I want is, I don't know if it's possible. Are there other people who've done it? I mean, if you're wanting to win the lottery, clearly it's possible. Why? Because there's lottery winners all the time. If you're wanting to manifest your specific person, can you do it? Of course you can. Is it possible? Of course you can. Why? Because how many people manifest back their specific person? Many. You know, if you're wanting to get rid of a third party, is that possible? Of course it is. Duh. Other people are doing it. If you're wanting to manifest, you know, a house, can you get a house? Of course you can. If you're wanting to manifest, you know, going to a certain school or getting a certain degree or passing certain tests, can you do it? Of course you can. Why? Because other people do it. It's not like these are things other people haven't done. And even if you go on the realm of like, well, what I want is just not something that other people have done, that still doesn't mean that you can't have it, because if you couldn't have it, you wouldn't want it in the first place. You couldn't desire something that you can't have. So just even the fact that you want it in the first place means that you can have it and that it's possible. As far as the other part of it, do you have to believe it to receive it? Hell to the no. Why do I say that? Because there are plenty of things I've manifested that I didn't believe it until what? I saw it. So I most certainly didn't believe it, and I got it the hell anyway, which means what? That whole line is full of that just needs to go in the trash can where it belongs. When I manifested my OGSP to show up at my house on a day I said 4 weeks earlier, and he rang my doorbell down to the minute that I legit said on that day, I didn't think I was going to get that. Didn't think I was going to get it. I actually didn't even see any movement on that manifestation that he was going to show up on the day I said he would, until literally like the night before. So there's always movement. And just because you doesn't see it doesn't mean you won't get it. Period. There's plenty of things that people manifest that they're not going to believe until they see it. I've had clients manifest amazing things that I know quite a few of them didn't fully believe until what? They saw it. When I shut down an international test-taking platform called Practorio, so that I wouldn't have to take a test on the day and time it was due, so that it would move when? To the day and time I wanted to take it. I didn't believe that. I wasn't directly affirming for it. I was just kind of complaining that I wanted to take the test when I wanted to take the test. I sat down to take it and I couldn't take it. Now, if you had told me that that whole platform was going to shut down, would I have believed you? No. I didn't believe that was something that I would get. Why? Because in my limited 3D thinking at the time, I was like, you know, what reason would there be for me to not take the test when it's due? Because I know that at a master's degree level program, the instructor is most certainly not going to move it for me just because I want them to. At least that's my assumption. I mean, obviously, you know, someone could affirm and persist for that and they could manifest that, but I have such a strong assumption about like a higher level of education. I just wasn't for the test. I mean, it wasn't that important to me in order to do a bunch of affirming and persisting. So I just spent that time preparing instead. So, you know, sometimes there's things that you know, sometimes we want something, but the want's not that strong. And it's just kind of like, whatever, like, it's just honestly a preference. I don't really care about this either way. or you don't just care about it enough that you're going to affirm for it. Because you know what? That's my time. And I like to affirm for things I actually truly want and not things that I kind of was like, it's whatever. So I'm sure that all of you guys can think of something that you've manifested at one point or another that you did not believe, but you still got it. And even if you were spiritually asleep at the time, you can still do reverse engineering to figure out what things you've manifested that you weren't doing purposely and what thoughts that you had about that time and just how much you thought you would actually get it. Because there's a lot of things in life that people, when they're spiritually asleep, are like, I really want this. I want this to happen, but I'm having all this anxiety and nerves. I don't know if I'm going to get it. And boom, they get it. Well, they didn't believe they were going to get it. There's the same thing with a lot of people in the manifestation community. So at the end of the day, you don't have to believe it to receive it. I think you just need to believe that it's possible. And with your repetition of thought, by your affirming and your, doing your affirmations or your visualizations, you get your mind to the point that it starts to have a buy-in that what you're thinking could possibly be true. Because you don't have to believe that what you're affirming is actually fully true, just to the point that it could possibly be true. And that's it. Because remember, when I talk about manifesting, what do I tell you? You have your conscious mind where you have your free will, where you choose your thoughts, and your ego mind that's battling against you a little bit. And then you have your subconscious where what you manifest from, getting tongue-tied, where you manifest from. And a lot of times that runs on autopilot, but it only knows what you tell it. It doesn't know fact from fiction. Well, in between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, there is the bouncer. Joseph Murphy referred to it as the gatekeeper. I like to use the bouncer. Why? Because it's more modern and people get it. So imagine that the thoughts are the cool kids that want to get into the club. And the club is your subconscious, and there's a bouncer. And, the cool kids are trying to get in, and the bouncer's like, I'm not digging you. So you're not getting in, bro. Because what? I control this bitch. Well, when you have repetition of thought enough, the bouncer starts to think, well, I'm thinking that could possibly be true because that's a dominant thought on the topic. So I'm just going to choose to accept that this could be true and I'm going to let it in. So yay, the cool kid gets to go in the club and they get to party in the subconscious. And then guess what? Your 3D reality is conforming to everything that you want. And you're like, whoa, this is hella dope. That's kind of how it is. Do you have to believe it? No. But you need to get it to the dominant thought in your mind on that topic, not the only thought in your head, but the dominant thought on that topic, so that the bouncer, who decides who gets in and who doesn't, decides that it's possibly true. It could possibly be true. And therefore, this cool kid's getting in the club, and then it goes out and it manifests. So, nope, don't have to believe it to receive it. Don't subscribe to that BS. I know somewhere I have a video on that. Maybe if I find it, I'll link it here just for the giggles of it. If you haven't taken Nikki's and my free course that is on the website, maybe do that, because I talk about some of these things in the courses. Nikki and I also have a lot of our Assumption Effect podcasts in there, a lot of good videos that are in an order that's going to make sense to you to teach you exactly how to create the life that you want and deserve. So check that out. It's totally free on the website. I'll put the link here. And, hey, if you're wanting some coaching from me in the near future before the 10th of February at 11:59 p.m., if you make your donation to Lance before February 10th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will give you either $25. If you donate $25, I'll turn it into $50. If you donate $50, I'll turn it into $100. And if you want my course, it's normally $199 and you donate $125, I will let you have it. So you've got quite a few days left to get an amazing deal on getting some coaching and still helping my buddy Lance. So there you go. There you go. There you have it. Nope, you don't have to believe it to receive it. Hardcore fucking facts. Now, drop any comments, questions, or concerns below, because I try to check them out, and any ideas that you want to see for a video. And as usual, I'll talk to you later. Bye.